Hey guys, it's Jimmy from A Kid's Opinion, and today we are looking at The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Episode 3. First thing I'm going to say is this will be spoilers. Um, so you guys know that I was a big fan of the last two episodes. I thought they were both very good. And I was very excited for this one as well. Um, so let's start off with the good. The first thing, like all of these, I think, are gonna be the action. The action was very good in this. There weren't as like the there were like in the other both other episodes there were like two big action scenes. Like the in the first episode, it was Falcon flying through the air, taking out helicopters, and in the second one it was Falcon and Bucky on top of a truck, that fight scene. So this one didn't have action scenes like that. It had more, but they weren't as long, and I actually liked it. Zemo was in it, and he got to get some punches and shots in there, and I thought that was actually pretty good. Um, and I liked the plot, how it was almost going like it was like mystery route, like trying to figure out where this is coming from, and I actually thought that was really cool. How instead of just being action, they tried to go back to Hydra. I do like when Marvel is doing that because even though they are expanding, they're still sticking to it. There's still more with Hydra. Hydra just it's not like Hydra ended. There's still some. It's almost like Hydra was. I'm gonna describe it as this giant circle, um, but it almost went through like it went through this little like water. It went through this filter or whatever, and it sprinkled into like little lines. It's like water going through a water filter or something like that. I'm not exactly sure how water filters work. But I think I'm describing it right. And over time, Hydra kind of Hydra kept going, but it wasn't as big. There were groups of people that still continued what Hydra was doing, had certain beliefs, that were the same as Hydra, but also not the same, and just kind of things like that. And now the good guys are trying to figure out what's going on, and I feel like that's what they explored in, um, Captain America the Winter Soldier and Captain America Civil War. Also, I liked how Zemo tied into it. This episode really made me feel that Zemo isn't a psychotic villain, and he it's not like sorry, he doesn't feel remorse, but he understands people. It's not like something's wrong with his brain. He just has a different opinion, and kind of like Thanos, he will do what it takes, to complete his mission. And I think he's actually, if I were to rank all the Marvel villains, he would be up there probably in the top five. I think he's a very good villain. And I like how he was kind of turned into kind of an anti-hero. I really, that's what I thought they were going to do from the end of the second episode. They were going to turn him into a little bit of an anti-hero, but still a villain helping them, and I did like that. The super soldiers, like I said before, I liked how the super soldiers tied in with everything. Um, how they were trying to be evolved, and I like how that scientist was saying he was gonna make it different. Like they weren't gonna look super buff and bulky; they were gonna kind of like blend in. And I did remember that because in the second episode, when Bucky went into that truck, and then he saw what looked like just a random, kind of weak looking civilian, it was really a super soldier. So when he thought it was just a hostage, she ended up being super tough, and I think that was actually a pretty there's actually a pretty interesting way of explaining it. Yeah, again, light bulb. I just realized kind of what they were doing there. This is why I gotta get a script so I can think through everything. But yeah, I did just realize that they kind of were explaining how the super soldiers don't look 6'10" anymore, 300 pounds, and like 8 packs. They look like random people, but they're like super capable of mass destruction. I just kind of described them as nuclear weapons. um, and then I also like how they Sharon Carter's sad life. Like, she wasn't an Avenger. She couldn't just fight Thanos and be done with it. No. She's not able to just fly away or fight her way out of it like Bucky was. She's still a good fighter, but she had to go in hiding. She wasn't able to get pardoned. So I thought that was a very, and I'm trying to remember. They said they stole Captain America's shield. I'm trying to remember when that happened, because I don't remember them ever stealing Captain America's shield before. Maybe I'm just forgetting a plot line from one of the other Captain America movies. But if I am, comment in the comment section. Please tell me what tell me why I'm wrong and what I am missing. But I think they're gonna explore that a little bit more, and I like how she's just a human. She's not a super soldier. She doesn't have tech that makes her fly. She's got good fighting skills, but she's not an Avenger. I like that. I kind of like that we didn't really get to see Falcon, but we got to see Sam Wilson. We got to see some of him fighting, and we also got to see some of his wit. Something I should have added in here. There was some actually humor in here that made me laugh. A few jokes. But and those were like kind of from him. I really did like when he couldn't, because when they were in Madrigal, he couldn't look like Sam Wilson. He couldn't look like Falcon. He had to look like another person, and by doing that, it was just Sam Wilson in kind of a disguise, and I thought that was cool. Then also James and Sam, Bucky and Falcon were a lot more likable in this. In the other one, they were like really gruff with each other, and they weren't very nice to Wyatt Russell's character, the new Captain America, and his assistant. I want to say they said his name was Lamar. I can't remember exactly, or Battlestar, as I think his name was, which got a trouble on me in the last episode. They weren't very nice to him in the last one, but this time, I mean, it makes sense why they're like that. But in this one, you got to see that Sam felt bad for Emily Van Camp's character, Sharon Carter. So I did like their characters in this. And also something I always like from these movies, the Winter Soldier music. Whenever they're getting a little bit in Hydra and the Winter Soldier and Bucky and his time, they play this music, and it's very cool. That's how they opened up in Civil War. I can't remember if that music was in Winter Soldier, but I do remember it was in Civil War. And I like that music. It's like about like it happened. Sorry, I'm stumbling a little bit. It comes on whenever they talk about like Bucky's past, or when they're hinting at the Winter Soldier, when they first showed Zemo, I think. And then there is the bat, which the one main thing that holds this episode back from so great, fantastic episode. The lights in Madrigal, I got dizzy. Like, I started to get a headache when I was watching that. Like the headache was gone. Like after that episode, it was just, I think it was just that, the Madrigal lights it was very flashy. The action scenes were still cool, but the lights in Madrigal were very flashy. So this episode I would give 9.5 out of 10. I really liked it. It's making me feel that this is actually the direction this episode went in. It makes me very excited for the next episode. I believe this episode was called Power Broker, which now it's shown. I think in my review of the last episode, I talked about the person that like took down one of the Flag Smashers, and that seems to be the Power Broker in his organization. So I like that this episode is showing us that there's going to be some more things going on, and a little bit more of the direction that this series is going in. So I would give this episode 9.5 out of 10. Definitely watch it. Please comment in the comment section suggestions and how I can improve my channel, recommendations for TV shows and movies I can watch. I can review and rank and watch. I'm Jimmy from A Kid's Opinion, and be good people.